morning to Kenyan citizens. Welcome, and this is the Current Affairs segment, your trusted source for the latest news, insightful discussions, and impactful stories shaping our nation and beyond. I'm Angela Kabete, and together with Mr. Kimotho, we'll dive into the latest news and uncover the truth behind what has been happening that is in our country and beyond. So make sure that you stay tuned as we break it down right here, right now. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
You're shouting that Katai is matching. You look manias. Unataka pesa.
Ja, nisikie engineer yetu na huko nyuma akisema niacha kuongua sasa. Ajaza jenzi mna squeeze maneno mengi. But I'm doing good.
You're well.
Kabisa.
Salimia to the world.
Niko salimia na pia kwa shukuru kwa vile amekuwa pamoja na sisi all of the week. Kwa karibisha kwenye show ili tuweze kuangazia ni yapi ambayo tuko na siku ya leo. Karibuni sana.
Yeah, and before anything else, it is always an honor to give you that is the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from that is 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18, and I read this is what it says. I rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So it's starting by saying rejoice always. That means that you need to keep a joyful heart regardless of what you're facing, regardless of the situations, regardless of the difficult moments that you're facing as a Christian, as a believer, because those moments do come, but you need to keep that is a joyful heart and be rejoicing. And also because the reason that's why you're supposed to keep a joyful heart is because of the promises that God has made for us as Christians. What is written in the Word of God? I will do this, I'll do that, I'll do that. Because God is faithful. At the end of the day, hata kama imekawia atatimiza. And then it continues and say, pray without ceasing. It means that you need to maintain a constant connection with God, even in times of difficulties. When difficult moments come, when desperate moments come, do you stick to God, or do you turn away your face? Do you turn away from the face of God? Unaenda kutafuta msaada kwingine, unamwacha Mungu. I mean, feel like God is so distant, God doesn't understand. But be told, pray without ceasing, maintain a constant connection with God each and every season, because that helps you to build intimacy with God as a believer and be aligned to his will. Alafu inaendelea kwa kusema give thanks in all circumstances. It means that be grateful in situation and be thankful in each and every situation, because the prayer gives us hope. And then inaanzia kwa kusema this is the will of God for you. So these are the three commands from God: joy, prayer, and gratitude. Those are God's desire for each and every Christian, and living this way will shape a strong and a mature, spiritual, healthy life for you as a Christian and as a believer. Mr. Kimotho, what's your take on this life?
You know what happened wakati una give thanks, unakuwa calm, una relax.
Yeah.
You are ready now for the positive outcome. You are ready to listen. Na mambo mengine ambayo kama hayo, all those good attributes. That's why sasa ukiangalia pale inaanza na rejoice, but every time wakati unashukuru kuna ile that is una prepare a good that is a leeway for whatever now is going now to come. And unaona sasa wakati sasa ina insist, kwa sababu whenever you are giving thanks inamaanisha already kuna hope na that faith. So because wakati una complain inamaanisha your spirit iko chini, ni ngumu hata kusikia, ni ngumu hata kufanya nini. Lakini wakati uko na moyo ambao uko na furaha, you are ready now to listen, to follow, and also utajawa na full of hope.
I agree.
Yeah.
And that is the verse of the day. And now listen to what has been happening, because each and every day there are new stories, and it is a responsibility to making sure that you as a Kenyan citizen out there are still updated of what is happening, because there are new stories each and every day. I have the Daily Nation with me.
I have the Standard newspaper.
And on today's Daily Nation, there are stories, there are a few stories that are going to check out today. Matters to do with the education, matters to do with politics, and legal and crime, and lastly that is politics. What about you?
Yeah, nikiangalia pia leo iko na religion, iko na pia some politics ambazo ninaona ziko hapa, na pia mambo kadhaa ambayo naona hapa kwa parliament na judiciary pia.
Okay.
Yes.
So can we start with the Standard? What are the top stories that you have there?
Kwa gazeti la Standard nikiangalia hapa naona wamesema truth to power. Na nikiangalia hapa naona picha za the clergies ambao ndio wamewekwa hapa, na according now to the highlight ambao naona kutokana na gazeti la Standard wanasema the clergy are now on the war path from Nairobi to Meru and now to Kisumu. Church leaders have unleashed a searing rebuke of to the president Ruto's administration, accusing it of presidencing over a sick nation, crippled corruption, punitive law, collapsing system, leading to the changes that is now according to the leaders ambao tunaona hapa ambao ni leaders wa kanisa. Nikiangalia hapa that is kama Reverend that is Philip Onyolo ambaye ni of the Nairobi Catholic Diocese, anasema despite frequent public outcry and our repeatedly calls in the past several years, we continue to witness that massive corruption in government goes on. We cannot condemn corruption publicly while tolerating it publicly. Integrity must be uphold. Pia nikiangalia hapa that is kuna Archbishop Anthony Muheria ambaye anasema we ask that the matter of huge and that is uncleared NHIF dues be fast tracked and paid by the government. Many faith-based hospitals are now on the brink of closing due to unpaid claims. Debts owed to the faith-based hospitals is a huge billions of shillings by SHA and NHIF that is the health institutions. Na pia tukiangalia hapa that is Reverend Nicholas that is Muitiri ambaye pia anasimamia NCCK, anasema majority of the residents are unhappy and feel poorly that they were they were 1 year that is 1 year ago. They feel that the country is heading in the wrong direction and are deeply troubled about the rising cost of living and unemployment. So now we have seen that is now the clergy wame come out that is now kuweza kuelezea yale mambo ambayo yamekuwa yakiendelea, na tumekuwa tukiona ya kwamba wamekuwa wakitoa their own statement. Pia tumekuwa tukiona ya kwamba pia kuna even some of the churches ambao pia walipeana direction na directive, wakasema ya kwamba sisi hapa tutaki mambo ya wanasiasa kuja kuongelea siasa kanisani. They can come, they can attend, then baadaye wanaweza waongelee mambo ambayo wanaweza ongelea that is kule. Because recently pia tuliona that is kuna one of the senator, kuna yale maneno ambayo aliyatoa akiwa kanisani, then ikabidi nao after baadaye kanisa ikaweza nao kuribika haya maneno. So pia at the same time tukiona pia that is the clergies pia wameweza kuwa na clear bado wanaongelea mambo ya corruption ambayo wanaona inaendelea pale, na pia kuna some of the hospitals bado hawajaweza kulipwa zile claims ambazo zimekuwa zikidaiwa na the previous that is a health system ambayo ni NHIF na pia the others na the new system ambayo iko hapa. So they are really crying that hizo hospitali zitaelekea kufungwa kwa sababu kuna yale madini ambayo hajalipwa, na pia the same time tumeona that is pia wakiweza kuongelelea mambo ya economy ambavyo inaendelea that is kupelekwa. So ukiangalia that is now ukiona that is the clergies wameamua ku raise these issues, inamaanisha hizi ni issues ambao wale washiriki ambao wanakuja kuongea na wao wanapitia, na pia hii ni ile information ambayo anaweza kutoa. Na ukiangalia sasa wameweza ku criticize that is some of the things ambazo zimekuwa that is zikifanyika. So ukiangalia kama that is Reverend Philip that is Onyolo of Nairobi Catholic Diocese, he said however expressed that is saying that the menace that can be erased in public offices led by the living with integrity and setting the tone of accountability. We cannot condemn corruption in public while tolerating it publicly. So integrity must be lived. So ukiangalia nao pia wanaweza kuangalia ni mambo yapi pia ambayo yanaweza fanyika, na pia bado wanazidi ku criticize on the laws. The bishop decry that they describe that is the crafting and enactment of the controversial Computer Misuse and Cyber Crime Amendment and Land Amendment Act of 2025. They call for review of the laws and that is a repeal of the contentious clauses They warn that some of the punitive clauses of the regulation seeks to erode the gains of the country that which ambayo itatoa itakuja, that is to affect the democratic space. It seems that the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act can be used to silence government criticism, that is a criticism, to abuse the rights of privacy, and even to manipulate the electoral process. That is now according now to Reverend, that is Morris, ambaye ndio anatoa hizi sentiment ama hizi comment zake. Na tumekuwa tukiangalia, that is kuna wakati pia watu walikuwa wamesema that is the church ilikuwa so silent ku address some of these issues. Now the church has come out now clearly, now try to condemn some of the things ambazo zimekuwa zikiendelea pale, na pia wanajaribu pia the same time pia ku advise the government on the way forward, ama pia na the direction that they can also be able now to do.
Yeah. And I can say that is the same story on the Daily Nation. Briefly, I'll just read it because it seems like the same thing that you've just mentioned. And the highlight says that bishops says that, well, this is what the bishop says: fix schools crisis and hospital wars. And I can see how they have violated, that is a scorecard for the government that is led by our president, that is President William Ruto, and then the things that the places that he has failed. And that, just as you have mentioned, they have criticized the bill that was signed after the late died, that is Raila Odinga, and they have said that it was enacted in hurry, and that is one of the failures. And then let's I'm not going to read them because you've already read them. But they have mentioned that they eulogize, that is the late Mr. Odinga, and they say that whose death is now a month. They mourn the former ODM leader as a gallant son of the soil and a statesman whose vice he contributed immensely to expansion of nation's democratic space, defended freedom and expression, and championed devolution as a path of equitable development. That is what the bishop said. And in addition to that, they say that his vision for Kenya was bold and unyielding, one where prosperity, justice, and opportunity would thrive. In moments when he could have chosen division, Raila chose reconciliation. He forgave, embraced dialogue, and consistently fought for the peace and stability of Kenya. His courage and endurance in his pursuit of a just and united Kenya will continue to inspire generations. That is what they said. Yeah. And away from that, on other stories, that is page 3 of the Daily Nation. ODM, they'll be having, that is the event celebrating their 20th anniversary, that is in Mombasa. And I can see that is page 3. They're saying that windfall on Wednesday, over 700 Ugandan pupils arrived in Mombasa for a week-long educational tour. And that's a good thing for Mombasa, because that is going to boost, that is the economy. And now let's talk back to the ODM. ODM at 20th big conference boost Mombasa economy. I can see that influx turns cost into economic hotspot, boosting hotels, Airbnbs, and transport sectors. So we can say this is a good thing, because the people who are in Mombasa, the business people, the Airbnbs, they're taking advantage of the moment to end in this and for the season. And I can see they have related many stories of people from different businesses sectors who are saying the way this event is going to help boost the economy, especially the people in the Airbnbs, the people in the hotels. They're giving here different stories, which we can see it's a good thing, right? Yeah
it's a good thing ambayo ita boost economically. And also at the same time watu wanataka kuona how the celebration is going to take place, the attendees of the event. And it is a good thing. Let them celebrate. Let them now do that. Then after that pia sasa ndio sasa warudi sasa wafanye the alignment in consideration of preparation ya 2027.
And still, as we talk about the ODM party, like you see, page 3, they have highlighted that is Mama Ida takes first short break since that is Raila's death. And Mama Ida this week took a short break from receiving mourners at Opoda Farm, a role she maintained since the former Prime Minister, that is Raila Odinga, passed away, that is on October 15th. And now for weeks she has been welcoming visitors. Tumeona watu wamekuwa akienda huko, but now she has taken a break. She's back to Nairobi, and but here they say that Mama Ida is expected back at Opoda this weekend, though it's not yet confirmed whether she will attend the ODM movement, that is their 20th anniversary in Mombasa, which ran from Thursday to Sunday. And the celebrations include the party's founders dinner, where President William Ruto will be the chief guest. This year's milestone marked the first anniversary of ODM passing, and marking its both party and national commemoration. Yeah, that is matters to do with the ODM party and the delegation.
Yes.
We can dive on other stories.
Yeah, we can look on other stories. And you remember that is the former governor of Kiambu, that is Ferdinand Waititu. Yeah, ninaona pia the story yake pia imekuwa highlighted here. Na nikiangalia hapa, Waititu was amount as properties risk, that is auction in that is a 40 million loan dispute. So yeah, that is his lawyers wameenda pale kotini whether that is kuzuia that is some of his properties that is from being auctioned. So former governor that is has moved to court seeking to stop him from selling his properties. Waititu was jailed for 12 years after being found guilty of corruption, that is charges.
Yeah.
So ukiangalia kulingana, that is gazeti la Standard inasema in the case that is filed through the lawyer, kuna lawyer wake ambayo amefile the case claiming that kuna wale ambao walikuwa wameagree that is kumlend that is 30 million in condition that he will that is provide suitable security. In that he described that as kuna ile makubaliano ambao walikuwa nayo pale. So inaonekana kuna hawa nao pia sawa wanataka ku auction that is his property. So in this regard the plentiful that is this they have repaid more than 9.8 million of the loan. Yet despite this excuse kuna ile payment ambayo ni ya 40 million ambayo naona hapa ndio imeweza kuangaziwa, na ukiangalia ni pigo kubwa sana because alikuwa amejaribu that is kusik ile aweze kupatia bail, the court ikakataa. Then now pia at the same time wakati anang'ang'ana na bail, unaona pia nao kuna hawa nao farm ambao nao wanataka that is kuweza ku auction hii mali yake, maybe iweze ku recover some other loans ambazo zilikuwa pale. So Waititu's issues with the Pelican Sun ile that is wale credit limited ambao walikuwa na hiyo that is mkataba na yeye. So they claims that the firm did not issue him with a notice, alleges that the auction is being done in secret, urges that Pelican undervalued the two properties. They say that the two Nairobi properties are valued at 50 million. He accused that is a Pelican of that is illegal interest and penalties. He also argues that the firm did not give him a chance to redeem the same. So ukiangalia hii nayo pia ni that is ni pigo kubwa sana because ukiangalia sasa kwa yale masuala ambayo amekuwa kipitia, na pia sasa kuna haya mambo mengine, na bado kumke ya kwamba that is Waititu remains behind bars after that is failing to secure that is 53.3 that is a million bail. That is a terms imposed for, by the Anti-Corruption High Court. He was required to obtain a bank guarantee covering the full amount if he was to be released. So ukiangalia bado hii ni issue ambayo imekuwa ikiangalia pale, na ni mambo ambayo yamekuwa yakiendelea because unajua wakati umefungwa then unasikia mali yako tena nayo inaenda maybe kukua auction, ni pigo kubwa sana. But it is something that is also not easy. And also at the same time when wakati pia tunakuja now in terms of the corruption cases because sasa hapa aliweza that is kuwekwa ndani kwa sababu ya wakati alikuwa governor kuna zile pesa ambazo the anti-corruption waliona ya kwamba ni kama zilitumika vibaya ama kuna sanction ambayo anafaa afanye. So it should also that is a make that the anti-corruption commission to seek for other leaders ambao pengine wamepatiwa that is hayo mamlaka, then at the same time the same process should also not be misused, because tukiangalia kwamba wakati alikuwa during campaign tuliona hakuweza kufungua, then after now campaign tukaona sasa pengine ameenda mrengo mwingine, sasa tukaona those cases zikaanza sasa kumfuata. So haifai kuwa na ubaguzi ya kwamba watu fulani ambao pengine wako against the government wanafuata na wale ambao pengine wanaonekana wana support the government, maybe cases zao zinakuwa delayed ama zinakuwa that is fine tuned maybe now to their favor. So but that is the story ambayo nimeona that is imeanza kuangaziwa hapa, na najua bado hii kesi yake bado itazidi kuangaliwa na tutazidi kuona ni yapi ambayo watakuwa wakisema. Yeah.
Okay. And away from that, what has to do with the police service, there's a story that is on page 10 of the Daily Nation, and the ESC has released a detailed report showing the National Police Service is understaffed by that is 200,000 police officers, and what the audit really uncovered is matters to do with recruitment, promotions, training, operations, deployment and discipline. And from the report, what they found out is kumekuwa that is widespread of corruption in recruitment, then kumekuwa that is nepotism and favorism in promotions and deployments of these police officers. Also weak systems that enable bribery and political interference, poor utilization of available officers, unfair disciplinary measures, and then that is skill mismatch, where officers are trained but not deployed correctly. And then bado kumekuwa that is the case of understaffing and corruption that have negatively affected the service delivery and police effectiveness. And here I can see their statements that is from Murkomen, that is CS Waintirio Kipchumba Murkomen, and also that is Kanja. And from Kanja, the good thing is, like I said, the Inspector General of of Police, that is Douglas Kanja, has acknowledged the critical shortage of police officers, looming security threats ahead of the 2027 elections. And in his court papers, he asked the police to lift the suspension plan to exercise to allow recruitment of additional that is 10,000 police officers, and that is officers. And Eliud Motindi had challenged the legality in the courts. And so this report, you can say it's a good report because it has idea that is the NPS to reform and improve some things, and also to improve matters to do with integrity and recruitment, kutakuwa na fairness in promotion, efficiency in personnel deployment, and other things as well. But this matter ya shortage of police, if they say that kuna matters understaffing, it means that if there are fewer police available for patrols and emergencies, then crime prevention itakuwa an issue that is in our country. And also matters to do with the transparency and accountability. If there is corruption in the system, then on the public trust, in a weekend public trust with the people that have been trusted to handle those offices and dockets, and citizens to become reluctant to report crimes or cooperate with the officers because they believe these are the first people who are corrupt that is in our country. And then I hope this the government will act on this audit that has been reported, because there are many things that they have mentioned here. Also, there is a statement that is from Kipchumba last week, that is the Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen revealed that the government is at least planning to hire that is 10,000 police officers to address that is the shortage of the police in the system. So I hope they'll act on that. Tunangoja tuone, and also the things that the audit report may release matters to do with corruption and fairness in promotion. I hope these things will be worked on. Yeah.
And unajua now, especially now kwa the issue to do with police, pia kuna mahali pia wanafaa wasafishe jina yao. Unajua kuna ile the public notion ambayo iko of corruption.
Yeah.
Because hata wakati report inakuwa ikitolewa, the department ya polisi haiko sagi pale.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, na unajua wakati tunaongea polisi tunaongea different services. That is the different units ambao tuko nazo. Kuna traffic, kuna regular police, kuna wale wengine na all those different departments. Then at the same time definitely tuko na shortage. Yeah. Kwa sababu kumbuke wa police officers kuna wale ambao walikuwa deployed kule Haiti. Yeah. So inamaanisha kuna ile kuna ile gap ambayo bado imefanya nini, na the same time kumbuke tunaelekea tunajitayarisha kuelekea election. Yeah. So we need more police officers because unajua pia polisi huwa wanatumika kwa sababu ya kuweza kwa the police stations pale, wakati maybe haya masanduku yanaweza kusafirishwa, polisi wanahitajika pale, na pia kwa masuala mengine ambayo huwa yanahitajika. Na so kwa haya mambo yote unakuta ya kwamba sasa hii again that is a more of public interest. Yeah. Because sasa public interest lazima ikoe pale. Then ukumbuke kuna pia ile kesi ambayo bado wanaendelea nayo because kuna ile mvutano ambayo imekuwa between now the IG na pia upande wa the National Police Service Commission, na haya mambo yote ni nani ambayo ni nani ambaye anafaa kuajiri, is it now the NPESA ama is it the NPS ama is it the IG. So kuna hiyo mambo yote ambao wanafaa waende wasuluhishe na waende kumaliza, because we need this process to begin. We need also now this recruitment ianze, because at the same time hii recruitment bado itaweza kuajiri, that is kuna watu ambao wataweza kupata zile nafasi za kazi, especially kama saizi kuna a very big percentage of unemployment in our nation. So it is something that they need now to put the house in order, because at the end of the day we need also the departments of security iweze that is kuwa in good shape.
Great.
Yeah.
And away from that, you have something there? So
yesterday we had chaos on the National Parliament. Chaos as House passes State Enterprises Bill. So bado kunaendelea kuwa, despite the 8 controversial bill ambayo ilisainiwa, bado kuna other bills ambazo zimekuwa bado zikipitishwa pale Parliament, and we are really urging that is the members of the public is always good to be following these proceedings ili unakuwa aware of what is happening. So Parliament was yesterday rocked by chaos that saw leaders from the United Opposition suspended from the House. Majority, that is a deputy minority leader, that is Robert Mbui, and Embakazi South MP Julius Mawathe was suspended from the House for 5 days by Deputy Speaker, that is Gladys Shulei, during the passage of the Government Enterprise Bill 2025, which they are termed as illegal and that is skewed. The contagious bill seeks to turn state farms into private enterprises. It provides for the establishment, that is control, governance, performance and ownership of government-owned enterprises. So it also defines public service obligation in respect of government-owned enterprises, facilitate their restitution into public limited liability companies for the transfer of state of the assets, liabilities and their business to companies and for connected purposes. So kulikuwa na ile argument ambayo ilikuwa pale, because now the members walikuwa nasema hakuna quorum ya kuweza kupitisha the bill, na at the same time pia walikuwa na condemn that is the bill ile that is kuweza kupitishwa pale, but the mover of the motion ambao ni majority leader, that is Kimani Ichung'wah, tuliona that is akiweza nao pia kudefend na kusukuma the bill, but finally that is yule ambaye ndio the deputy that is a speaker, that is Gladys Shulei, she remained unmoved and that is na akasema ya kwamba kwa sababu the house that is iko na the members ambao wanatakikana, then the bill iweze kupitishwa. But the issue here is that the bill ambayo inapitishwa ni the bill ambayo that is ina turn all in the state farms into private enterprises, ambayo ikitaniwa hivyo watakuwa na the establishment of control, governance, performance, ownership of government, that is own enterprises. Na these powers watakuwa nayo ya kuturn the facility ili kuweza kutransfer assets, liabilities and a business that is a control. So it is something that also needs now to be well elaborated by the members of Parliament, because turning everything else ambayo the government own into private enterprises, because tuliona pia kuna ile the privatization bill ambayo ilipitishwa. Seems that something needs to be addressed, because what now will the government be owning if everything else that the government ambayo imekuwa na biggest shareholder yote tunaona that is ikitanio now into private that is institutions. So as po pia inafaa iangaliwe, and pia the Attorney General also need also to give legal advice on the same. Na pia tungetaka pia the same members of parliament, they should keep pushing. If they see that the bill is not good, they should not they should keep pushing for it. And also the same time pia wanafuata of the other legal mechanism ya kuweza now to deal with the same issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
And as we wind up, that is one of the last stories that I'll be checking on the Daily Nation. Matters to do with business and economy. MPs to decide Kenya's oil fate after Wandanyi's nod. And Gulf Energy is yet to disclose how to finance that is for 95 billion infrastructure that is needed. In addition to that, Parliament holds the key to Kenya's quest to start commercial production of crude oil after the Ministry of Energy approved Gulf Energy commercialization plan of the Turkana, that is oil project. And Opiyo Wandanyi, the Cabinet Secretary of Energy Petroleum, said that he has cleared the field development plan and will forward it to Parliament for ratification in line with the law. And let me quote what he said. I approved the field of development plan for the that is South Lokich, a project submitted by the Gulf Energy in line with Section 10 Gen, the Petroleum Act that is of 2019. That is what he told. That is what he said. That is on Wednesday. And you know, the approval of the plan is critical in allowing that is Gulf Energy to proceed with the project, boosting Kenya's dream of exporting the first batch of crude oil for the commercial refining that is by December 2026. Yeah, that is matters to do with business.
Yeah.
You have something as we wind up?
Just to read some of the questions ambazo naonaga wametuwekea hapa in the readers corners.
Yeah.
Na hizi ni just some of the questions ambazo ni zimewekwa na some of the analysts na pia wengine. East African countries should consider using pension funds to accelerate that is a development. That is a statement ambayo imewekwa hapa na Mutegi. Pia democracy still a distance dream in Tanzania. Pia naona imewekwa hapa na Joshua Amache. It is time for Kenya to raise above decisive tribal politics. Pia naona hapa imewekwa na Gideon Mugaka. So these are some of the comments na pia some of the articles ambazo zipo zinawekwa hapa. Na ni maswali ambayo pia ni vizuri kuweza kujiuliza na pia kuweza kujua, kwa sababu yatatusaidia just to gain that knowledge.
Okay, and that is what we had today. That is for the current affairs. You also need to tell the viewers.
Just to tell them that thank you so much, na pia kuwakaribisha pia leo tunakuwa na kesha night vigil ambayo tunakuwa nayo hapa Mizpah House of Prayer every Friday. Tunawakaribisha sana na kuwa na siku njema yenye baraka.
Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in for this segment. Just a reminder that Mizpah House of Prayer will be hosting that is the annual prophetic prayer congress that will be happening that is this coming month from the 1st to the 5th of December 2025. And interestingly, we be having that is great and powerful servants of God. Watakuwa hapa kutubariki, because I know God uses his servants to minister unto us as Christians and believers. This is an interdenominational meeting. All people of all age groups mmekaribishwa. Kwa hivyo tell a friend to tell a friend. For accommodation purposes and booking, please contact 0727766553. This segment has been sponsored by that is Mirugi Karaoke and Co-Advocate, that was founded that is in 1979 by the late Honorable Mirugi Karaoke. What it deals with that is diverse areas including land disputes, conveyance, buying, selling and transfer of properties, banking and security perfection, succession of family, the succession of family law and wills, settling commercial disputes, and insurance and personal injuries. My name is Angela Kabete. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are going for a short break. Then we'll be right back with Beyond the Headlines. Stay tuned.